Namaskar and welcome to PTI.
Thank you, Supriya, and I'm so happy to be with you again.
So you are judging the next India's best dancers. As a judge, what kind of power do you hold?
Just the power to judge them only on their dance, nothing more. Just what is being presented on stage, and honestly, it's a very tough competition because we had 12 India's best dancers, and now with the elimination, it's become to 10. And I have to say that the competition is super tough every year, and the show has changed its format, which means earlier they could do what they would like to do in the sense in their style, but now the India Wala dance theme is paramount to the whole season. So I think they have to kind of also mold themselves in a certain way to kind of, bring themselves to the level of the India Wala dance and marry their talents. So it's not easy for them, for the choreographers and the contestants with this new format. But the good news is the show works because the audience is finding our show very relatable. They're finding the dancing. Earlier, the dancing was of such a high level that it was unattainable and it looked almost like, oh God, we can't even get the nuances unless the judge explains it. So they have said, okay, keep your strengths, but try to come down to the level where the audience can really love and appreciate dance and enjoy and remember the hook steps of the yore. Used to be very popular from the 90s. So in so many ways, it's a nice balance where you learn something, you get something, but also you don't get certain things which probably will be of a high level. But that combination has created a beautiful result, and people are loving the show. And if the show is a hit, and if the public loves it, then the format has worked. So challenging for our contestants and choreographers. Difficult for us also to judge because, they are, again, playing with their strengths in some cases, and some cases they're also having to navigate the fact that they have to, respond to the given diktat that it has to be India Wala dance. So it's a fun show. The contestants are lovely. They are very young. They are Gen Zs. And they're amazing energy. And so the power that I have, coming back to the question, is that, yes, as I rightfully said right in the beginning, at the top of the question and the answer, is that I just can judge them on their dance, their quality of dance, their presence, their ability to translate the simplest emotions, simplest body movements into an emotion. Because all of us know the movement and the body, we learn with the body. But how do you translate that body into an emotion that makes me feel wow? That makes me not just feel wow, but not just appreciate you, but also in a certain way make me feel something within me. I think that's the key of any great performer. So we're not looking at great dancers, we're looking at great performers and artists.
You've been judging the dance shows for quite some time. How much do you see the change, the evolution in dance and the kind of motivation you see in the country?
So I'll give you a simple example. 15 years ago when we did Dance India Dance, we had kids who were very raw, untrained, and a lot of professional dancers didn't want the show because they didn't know where the future of television shows per se. The last one was Boogie Woogie, which was on Sony Television. And Dance India Dance completely changed the format in so many ways. And the kids that time there were very raw, untrained, unpolished, most of them. There were some that were very good. In India's Best Dancer, from season 1, already got very polished, very well-trained dancers. And we had the choreographers that I managed to choreograph also for the show, would train the contestants how to emote, how to feel, and not just do the steps. The kids here already know that. Plus, they have a maturity. They are only 17 or 18, but they have a maturity to understand the nuances which are subtle, not to do what everybody else is doing. Earlier the days, the dancers used to put a lot of energy. So it is overwhelm you and be like, it could be eased out. It could be a little bit more. Kids today, they just know that they should not put so much energy. Like Gen Zs, we do only what is required, which is great. Because then the performance looks like it's an ease. It's just right. Otherwise, as Gen X, we were trying to please. The Gen Zs, not interested in pleasing you, which is a very good thing. They are all about, let me be at ease. And I think that shows. Their thinking process also is different. Earlier, we used to get dancers who have only one type, who could do only one style. Currently, the girls and boys can easily navigate to 2 or 3 styles and do it really well. Not just touch and go. So that's because the exposure. The internet has given them so much exposure. Earlier the guru was Mera Guru Mahan. Now the internet is your guru. A young boy in Albania you may probably watch his reel and say, wow, he's doing this so well. So what you knew earlier was restricted to your guru during our times. Now the entire universe is your guru. So in so many ways, the sensibilities, the understanding, the maturity. One very interesting part. In earlier shows, when we used to do, dancers were very, mujhe ek chance de do, that kind of time. Like, aap mere guru ha, aap mere bhagwan. It had gone into that zone. Today's kids, if they lose the opportunity, they don't get selected, they're very calm. We feel very like, how can I say no to him? But like, don't feel sad for me. I'm fine. Because they are already great stars on the internet. This is not their only space. So you see, they are very relaxed, they are at ease, they're confident, they have a world in their hands. Unlike the earlier actors or dancers or artists, who unless you were spotted by a talent hunter, you wouldn't get that spotlight. So there's a huge difference there. All that makes it's good for the growth, and it's also great for the contestants.
Terrence, you have such a beautiful name. Is there any story associated with your name or something
Yes,
like that?
there is. So I am in the family of the Lewis family of Xavier and Teresa Lewis, my parents, Remedia Lewis. They had 8 children, out of which I was the 8th one. So there was a precedent. My sister's earlier kids were called very nice names, Aloysius and Joyce and Merlin and Nelson. And then after Nelson was born, it was like, another one? Okay, we just named him Johnson. Then there was Tina and said, okay, another one, Veena. It was like, very like easy, like okay, let's rhyme them together. I don't know why my name stood out as Terrence. I was the last one. Then I asked my parents and they said, and my parents are not that educated. They're very simple folks, So for them, the name Terrence, I said, where did you get this name for me? He says, no, it's the day you were born. We, like how the Hindus have a calendar and they have all the tithis and everything. We have a Christian calendar and every day is given to a saint. So on 10th April, it happened to be Saint Terrence. So it's like, that's my date of birth. So it's like, Terrence, perfect. So it was that simple. And then there was an Italian priest who was christening me, and he said, yes, this name is very good. So it was Terrence Bruno Lewis. That was my name.
How was the school life with that name? Because I'm sure people might find it difficult to pronounce it.
I went in a Catholic school, so it was okay. I was from Bombay, so it was okay. Terrence, Clarence, parents, Terrence. Here, though, people call me Terrace, Tension Sir, Transistor, Terrace Sir. So all kinds of combination exist. And I'm happy. As long as they know who I am, it's just the pronunciation. How does it matter? And they say it with so much love, that's what matters. It's not the name, it's the feeling in which they call you Terrace Sir, or Transistor Sir, or Tension Sir. And with all innocence, they're not trying to be funny, they're not stand-up comedians. Dancers are not comedians. They're genuine, but they just couldn't pronounce my name, which is perfectly fine. As long as the emotion that they have is really, a nice one, a good one.
So did you had any kind of struggle when you decided to be a choreographer or to be in the dance field? Because at that time people were really reserved about this kind of career.
I think the biggest challenge was not anybody else or the world, it was me. Because I was academically bright. I was a science student. I then went to do hotel management. I topped the course. I had 2 job offers. So it was like, and all eyes were on me since childhood, because it's like, he's a bright boy, he's very good in studies, he's good. So everybody was, I was very scholastically inclined, and I used to win debates, teachers used to love me and hate me, because it's like, ye bachcha hame pareshan karta hai. He is inquiring and questioning too much. So I used to be told, you cannot put your hand up in school because you ask too many questions. I was banned from putting or answering. So everybody had this, okay, this guy, he's like so enthu cutlet when it comes to knowledge, when it comes to studies, and my 7 siblings were all also very, very academically bright in a certain way. So for me, they had gone into engineering, pharmacy, banking. So those were my brothers. They were all into in that kind of field. So for me, that was a natural choice. So for a long time, I fought with myself to think that dance is not my career. I was teaching dance without learning dance, because somebody trusted me enough with their kids and said, you'll be a great teacher. And I started earning money from there. And before I knew it, in college, I was earning a lot more than what my college campus would pay for me. So I realized that I needed to now take a decision, because I had a nice job offer in the hotel industry and in the airline industry for a flight purser, and I had my own classes. Now, in my own classes, there was no respect, because I'm going house to house. But if I say I'm working for a company, I'm working for KLM Airlines, or I'm working for Taj, which I had got through, that's more valuable and respectable, right? So going house to house, there's no respect. So a long time I fought with myself. how am I going to tell the world that I'm a dancer or somebody, and I have not learned dance professionally either. So there is no qualification in my head. It's like, you study something, you get a job. I have not studied dance. How can I get a job? I'm getting a job. So it was such a pull and push key. What should I do? Because more than my parents, it was me who was against the idea that I should become a dancer. Because all my life I was told that's for people who are absolutely rich and who can just do this time pass and their daddies have a lot of money. You will study like all your brothers and sisters and make a career. But I started earning money through dance. I was like, Mom and Dad, I'm earning money. There's no future. And the biggest question is saying, my brother was told saying, agar teri haddi toot gayi, then what will you do? So that was a genuine question. Like, what are you going to do if something happens to you? I said, that's the risk. And I was like, but I want to take this risk. I can't work for somebody else. My mind doesn't function like this. Much later I came to know I've got ADHD, which is perfectly fine. It has worked as an advantage for me. But I couldn't be working for somebody or at the same place or behind a desk. And I took that punt, and the risk kind of paid off. Initially didn't. I completely failed in many ways. When I actually got out of college and actually made it my career and said, okay, now I'm going to make this a career, it completely bombed. Then I had to go left, right, move around in a completely different path of fitness. Then I got back because I was really losing a lot of money trying to teach dance. Nobody was coming to me. Went to fitness, got my financial situation better, then came back to dance. Then took that money that I'd earned from fitness to train myself in dance. Went to America, came back. I was like, now I can call myself a dancer. So there was a bit of that struggle in my own head. I think the world was fine. My parents would also be okay because they were quite confident that whatever I do, I'll do it well. But they had their concerns, and the biggest enemy was me.
So how proud you are of your journey, because now every household knows your journey?
I think I don't take credit so much because a lot of good people also didn't get to rise to the same place as I am. So that cannot be because of my hard work or my talent. It's also because of the graces that have come to me. It is my parents, when they used to pray, we used to pray for 1 hour every day in the evening at 8:30. In my area, we were known, "Arey, 8:30 baje inka prayer chalu ho jayega." And my father and my mother used to pray for only one thing, not for my success, not for our success, not for wealth. It's to say in Konkani, because we used to speak Konkani, to God, saying that, give my children good health and most importantly, the right mind. That whatever happens to them, whatever troubles come to them, they're able to handle it. And I think that is the key, the resilience of my parents. I think that helped because I saw too many failures, I saw too many rejections, I saw too many places where people were trying to pull you down, and all mattered because my parents were resilient. They had taught us resilience. They taught us that, you cannot give up. You have to just move on. And one day it will shine. So I think it really helps to have your parents' blessings, to have family like my brothers and sisters who were like, again, really, really not supportive of my dance career because they were like, what is this career? And rightfully so. If I was their elder brother, I was in their place and looking at, and if I didn't dance, I didn't feel. But they didn't know how badly I loved dance in a certain way. And teaching dance, I started teaching more than anything else. It's really liberating. I don't feel I'm proud of it. I'm just blessed. I think that's the word. Proud is when you feel, everybody works hard. The lightman who's here is working much harder than me sitting on this chair. So let's not even talk about hard work. Talent, come on, look at the talent we have here. So you really mean to say that only your talent and your hard work, of course you made the right choices in some ways, whatever. But let's not forget that there is a whole universe at play that supports you, that tells you, or somebody tells you, "Arey, yahan par jaake dance sikha de. Arey, there's a show." I didn't go out seeking for work. I've never sought work. It has come to me. Isn't this a blessing? It's not that I knocked on any door. The first class that I taught in dance was somebody who came to me. The first movie that I did, Lagan, was again Reena Datta, who was a producer. She came to me and said, will you do this small song? And that's how I started my career. Everything, judging, I didn't go. For my first show, which is on another channel, I didn't go to them, knocking at the door and say, I am here, can you take me? The call came. You really think, so is it me? No. Of course I'm doing my little work and people know I'm doing my, but it's also people. And people who are risking, especially now people won't risk because I'm established. But when the first time, when I started, somebody risked trusting me. How can I forget that? That I cannot forget.
So you have worked in films, you have given some memorable songs, but you have stayed away from films for quite some time. Why there is so much of weight, and can we...
I can tell you confidently now, no, I won't be coming back to films, and I'll come back to films in another way as an actor for sure. And my film is releasing soon, hopefully this year. Please pray for me that all things work out. It's an independent, small film, but it looks larger than life. And I hope it will release, and it's a great character that I'm playing. But having said that, I'll come back to films in that way. But the reason I left films, and now I can say it very confidently, I have severe ADHD, which means I speak fast, I talk fast, I think fast. I need things to happen fast. I have no patience. Shooting requires patience because you show the choreography, then you sit, then your assistants, I will teach them, then they will learn. For the shot to start and finish, it takes 2 or 3 hours. In that time, I have to just sit and watch the monitor, doing nothing. And I'm much better now with my ADHD. But then I would be like, I can't wait. Next. What's next? What's next? My brain is buzzing. I didn't know that. I thought there was I just thought that I was hyper. Now I know there is a term, and that helped me because I was able to do many things as a teacher and as a dancer, which most people could not do, which I have that strength to kind of do things because of this ADHD. So this was not pathological. It became my strength. It is just that in certain places I realized if I'd stayed in, I would have ruined my mind because it would have just messed me up because I cannot wait. I don't have patience, and I'm struggling with that. Even till date at 52, 51, I'm struggling with being patient, talking slowly, which I should be talking in this tempo, but I speak this fast because I think fast. So you see, films were the reason why I couldn't do it. At that time I didn't know, but I was like, this is too much. I can't wait. Even modeling, I was doing runways. And I remember I used to come for fittings at 9, finish at 11, finish the technical rehearsal in the morning at 11. And then from 11 to 9 in the night, models have to do nothing till till the show begins. And I can't even go and do any other job because it's an unpredictable time. They might say, no, abhi aa jao, thoda aapka fitting ho gaya. So I was like, damn. So of course the money was great for a dancer getting 10,000 that time to walk on the ramp. Was great, but not something that suited my personality. So once I figured out that this is my personality, I realized television is where I'm best at, because if you realize now somebody's going to come and say, please get out because we need to shoot, because every minute counts, and that's how it is. And I love the fact that there's pressure and you have to deliver. I work best under pressure.
Wish you all the best.
Thank you.